Hello everyone, and welcome to my new Bloody Puddles Chimps guide with the incredibly stupid strategy of Adora and preemptive strike. Before we get started, I do have two things to say. First, this guide was made for H-Bomb, the big YouTuber guy, who said he'd use it if I made it, so that, yeah, I'm making this just so he specifically can use it, because I want to see him suffer with this strategy. But anyway, the other thing is this is definitely not the easiest strategy out there. There are many somewhat tight ability timings and somewhat significant RNG in rounds after 87 and other select rounds before that. So just know this is definitely not the safest strategy, but it is cool and pretty fun to pull off. So if you like that, use this strat. If you don't, either just use any other guide made by any other YouTuber this update. They probably work very well. And my Gwen Sniper's guide from last update also works very well too. It hasn't changed much at all. So yeah, just check the comments for any possible changes that people might say. So yeah, it's always just a good place to look. But anyway, for this guide, we're going to start off with the sub right over here, which is probably the hardest part of this run if I'm going to be honest. This sub spot is nearly pixel perfect and can take ages to get right the first time. You want to put them right over here in the middle of this puddle, and you want the range border to go through this circle in the wheel right here, this little hole, and you want it to barely touch that patch of grass right over there on the right. This subspot is insanely precise and can take ages, like ages, to get right the first time, so don't be surprised if it takes you a while. And then get this dart monkey right over here as right as possible, and then move it to the left a somewhat significant amount, making sure that the range border touches the inside of these tire treads, and the inside of these tire treads too. Set this guy to last. And if you've gotten these placements right, and trust me, they are tight, yes, even this dart spot is somewhat tough, you should be able to beat rounds 6 and 7 with no issues. If you beat round 6 though, there is no guarantee that you beat round 7. Round 7 is all up to your sub spot, and you can beat round 6 with a slightly wrong sub spot. So just be aware of that. For round 8, set your dart monkey to first, and then get a second one right over here as left as possible, while making sure that the range border just barely touches the edge of this lake right here, or of the puddle. Set this guy to strong, and you should be good this round. For round 9, get yourself a second sub, as bottom right as possible in this like notch in the puddle here. That's probably the wrong word for it, but I don't really care. And you should still see a little bit of water to the left of the sub once you've placed it in that little notch thing. If you've gotten this spot right, which isn't tough compared to the previous spots, you should beat round 9 with no problems whatsoever. And then for round 10, just get a sniper right over here, as right as possible, while making sure that before you place it, you see the tip of the gun just barely touches this rock right here. And set him to strong as quickly as possible as well. For round 11, set it to first, and then get yourself a dart monkey right over here next to the truck, like this, just as quick as possible. You do have to place it fairly quickly. And then set your sniper back to strong for round 12, and I'll see you on round 14. What you have to do on round 14, get yourself a second sniper right over here, just as top left as possible next to the track. Make sure to do this after round 13, just so shot timing is consistent, because that does actually matter a lot for some reason. Just as top left as possible here, set to strong. This guy is important. It's important that this guy's up here, because he'll be sub-intel later on, and we do want sub-intel. That's pretty good. Same for 15. This guy just goes as top left as possible here. Valuable sub-intel. Set to strong, and you should be good for 15. Depending on like just how perfect your spots and shot timing are, you might not have to micro on 15. Usually you don't. Very rarely you'll have to switch a sniper to first to catch something that's leaking. It's possible. And then for 16, get your right sub to long range. Set your sniper to first, just any one of the three, for 17, and then just get intel as soon as you can afford it. All snipers back to strong for 18. For 19, just get twin guns on your sub. That should very easily beat the round. And then for 21, what you're going to do, dart monkey right here, top left as possible here. Not really top left as possible, top left of this puddle that's not actually a puddle. And then just make sure that the range border touches the left side of the track right here. And then another dart monkey here, just kind of as middle as possible between the tracks. The ranges should just barely overlap, or just barely not overlap. It doesn't really matter. It does matter that they are in these spots though. For 21, be ready to do sniper micro if something is about to leak. In 99% of runs you don't have to, but it is very possible that you do have to. So watch out for that. For 22, full metal jacket on your middle sniper. And yeah, you should be good. For 23, get yourself a 6th dart in the middle here. Just up here. Set both of your middle 2 darts to strong. And same thing with 21 and 22. Be ready to micro a sniper if something gets out of control. Not your full metal jacket sniper though. We need that to stay on strong the whole time. For 24, get your top left sniper specifically, yes that's important, to night vision goggles. The reason why is so that we can use this guy for camo intel on 33. And just save a bit of money. 25 and 26 should have no issues with them. Except 26 can look a bit sketchy sometimes. Most likely not, though. For 27, normally you get airburst here, but we want to get Adora first, just so she can level a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to place her right over here. Just as quickly as you can. You should see her range border just barely touch the edge of this track. And yes, this spot is super important for 29. Oh, also, be ready to possibly micro a sniper on 27 if you place Adora a little bit late. Seems like I had to there. If you place Adora quick enough, you won't have to at all. Just make sure all snipers back to strong for 28 and 29 though. Ideally, Adora is attacking on 29. Here, I misplace her slightly, and she's not. No problem. Just a little sniper micro can probably fix this. Or none at all. Or you could just use Long Arm of Light off cooldown, but eh. And then get Airburst for 30. If you didn't use Long Arm of Light on 29, use it on 31, or don't. It doesn't really matter. For 33, Enhanced Eyesight on your bottom right dart, and this is where placing this sniper up here came in clutch. And then we're going to go for our second early game tower, which is an Arcane Mastery right over here, just in this curve. You should be able to get Arcane Mastery before the rainbows on 35, and even then, just use a Long Arm of Light on them, just to be safe. And then get it to a 302 on 36. The round might look a bit close on the right side. That's normal. And then for 37, get triple guns. And then, when the leads show up, use Long Arm of Light to just destroy them. Adora OP early game. Round 38 should be no problem whatsoever. And then, after round 39 ends, we're going to get a Alchemist right over here for our sub, upgrade it to a 300. You only want to buy this alch after the round, even though you can afford it mid-round. The reason why is because we want both of the buffs to fire instantly on the sub on round 40. That's very, very important. And then, just to make this round beatable at all, we're going to get a glue gunner, as bottom right as possible, my favorite tower in the game, 110 glue gunner, set to first, and then another one, right above it, set to last. This should get all 4 ceramics very easily. And then just long arm of light, everything gets glued, and you win. For 41 though, faster throwing on the alchemist, and then for 42, enhanced eyesight on your top right dart as well. Just to prevent RNG because triple guns is a bit weird. 43, long arm of light, and get armor piercing darts mid-round. What armor piercing darts lets us do is greed 3 discount villages by round 50 or by round 49, which is really good. On 45, just sacrifice your middle lead sniper. We do not need it anymore. Oh yeah, there's also a slight chance you die to the purples on 45. Never happened to me though. I guess it could happen. The reason we sacrifice that sniper is just to free up space for our discount villages. First one, right over here, next to Adora, a little bit to the top right of her. Monkey Commerce. Another one above it. Bottom right, or it's just as bottom right as possible, should be almost directly above it. Monkey Commerce. And then we'll get a third one after 37. Or not 37, 47, my bad. Just long arm of light on 47, and you should be good. I was trying to think if there was anything else to do that round. No, there's nothing else you have to do this round. Third discount village, right over here. Kind of just like in the curve here. Boom. The reason why you want to triple discount here is because these discount villages can actually contribute to Adora's sacrifice value anyway, and we need to sacrifice a certain amount anyway to get to level 20 by 98. So the discount villages are just very efficient. And now we have the absolute dumbest mid-game I've ever seen. It has like 5 different mid-game towers, but they worked very well together. First, we have a bouncing bullet. This guy goes right over here, above your discount villages here. Just a 032. And then, when the ceramics show up, sacrifice this sniper here, and long arm of light. And then, after 49, get your right village to bigger radius, and your top middle village to bigger radius as well. This is important for later, not quite yet. And then, get an alchemist right here, next to your bouncing bullet, in triple discount range, 301. On 51 here, get yourself an alchemist here, in triple discount range, like this. This will be buffing Adora later on, which is very helpful. And then get a super here. This is a bit more right than I would like it, but this is fine. You want to just place it like above these rocks right here. And now we're going to start upgrading this guy to a 031 Robo-Monkey with knockback. On 52, use long arm of light. Get epic range on your super for 53. And on 54, use another long arm of light when you see the Moabs. and you should be able to get Robo mid 56. Once you get it, set the top targeting to close and the bottom one to first, and you should be good. You can also long arm of light on 57 if you'd like, because the right side does look a bit close sometimes. This Alchemist we're going to upgrade to a 301 Berserker Brew for Adora. It should go on Adora. If it's not going on Adora, probably restart. That's the best way to do this. And then, for 59, we're going to start going for our final mid-game tower, which is a Velociraptor. Yes, a Velociraptor. On 59 here, one of the two towers of your Bouncing Bullet or your Armor-Piercing Darts should have AMD, so they can very easily clear the leads. Or your Arcane Mastery has it. On 61 here, get a Beast Handler right over here. Get it to a Microraptor, merge it into your Velociraptor to give it extra range, and then move your Velociraptor down here. And now we're also going to give it a big power up, or big power boost. Get another Velociraptor here in triple discount range. Seems like I can only get it in double discount range. I misplaced my village slightly, so that's fine. I'll just get bigger radius on it. Doesn't hurt me later on. So just get Adosaurus here, merge it into your Velociraptor, and then just get it to Velociraptor as well. Because tier 3 merges are the most efficient, which is pretty nice. Now it should be degree 17. And then, let's just get another one over here. Microraptor and Adosaurus to get it to a degree 20. And every round, just remember to move it over. For 63, what we're going to do here, move your Velociraptor up here, and discount your middle discount village. Or not, did I say discount? I meant sacrifice. Because we're going to replace this guy with, oh my god. Okay, maybe sometimes you have to use a long arm of light on the first wave. Your Velociraptor should chomp it up regardless. Or should chomp the next two waves, though. That's kind of why we got it, so that it can chomp 63. And then for 64, in the place of that discount village, get another village. The spot's probably going to be pretty tight, but it should exist. Bruh, normally it's not this tight. You should be able to find it in here. Jungle Drums. And we'll get Radar Scanner afterward. Move your Velociraptor over, and on 64, just use a Ball of Light. It just destroys the round. Velociraptor over for 65, and Radar Scanner. Final few things before we start saving up for the preemptive strike. There's a few more towers we have to buy. Ball of Light, the BFBs on 65. And what we're going to buy? 2 Druids of the Storm. First guy goes up here. Outside of the Alchemist range. That's pretty important. Actually, wait, no. This is the wrong spot for it. It actually goes, like, up here. Somewhat far away from the Alchemist. Kind of here. 302 Druid of the Storm. The reason I almost put it here is because that's the old spot I used when testing, but this spot just worked a little bit better, so yeah. Because I've tested this run so many times just to make sure it doesn't randomly die, and it still does. But yeah, this spot's just more consistent. For 68, get your Druid, a second Druid below your Dart here, and then you can just sacrifice the Dart too. And we're going to get this guy up to a Druid of the Storm as well. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to move my Velociraptor over for these few rounds. The mid-60s are so easy that you don't have to. Alright, once we've got our second Druid of the Storm, we can finally start buying the preemptive strike. So, just get a sub up here, next to your other one, and start upgrading it to a 230 ballistic missile. On 71, it starts to matter moving your Velociraptor around, so do that. Long Arm of Light the Moabs, and sacrifice this glue gunner, just one of your glue gunners in the process. You should get ballistic on 72. On 73, move your Velociraptor up here, slightly different spot than normal. And then Ball of Light once the first BFB pops. On 75, what you want to do, move your Velociraptor here to the middle, or actually just up here. Up here is better, I think. And then just use a Long Arm of Light when the round starts to get more dense. Your Velociraptor should just chomp 76, so that's nice. For 77, what we want to do, Long Arm of Light, and sacrifice our other glue gunner, just when the BFBs show up. Should take care of it pretty well. Also Ball of Light maybe. That Ball of Light shouldn't be needed, but I guess it was. Just use it earlier for safety. And then for 78, what you want to do, sacrifice this Dart Monkey, and ideally long Arm of Light as soon as possible. Sometimes you don't have to do that, though. On the Camo Wave, definitely use a Ball of Light, though. Only once the Velociraptor has chomped up most of the wave, though. Move it back here for 79, and get first strike. Round 80, pretty easy. Just press the first strike button. Okay, the early 80s. The early 80s are incredibly scary and very sketchy until you afford preamp. It's kind of an issue. Once a few BFBs on each side have been popped, use Long Arm of Light and sacrifice your top left final sniper. Once just a few have been popped. And then, once there are only a few BFBs left, like 3 or 4, use Ball of Light just to clean up the round. That is probably the most stressful round out of these few. Move your Velociraptor over here for 82. And then use a first strike when you see the first fortified BFB on the left. And then just Long Arm here. And sacrifice this middle dart, I guess. Velociraptor in the middle for 83. For this round, just use a Long Arm of Light off cooldown, and you should be good. For 84, move your Velociraptor over, up here this time. And what we're going to do, once Long Arm of Light comes off cooldown, also use that first strike. Sacrifice your Adosaurus on the left and Long Arm of Light. And then once that times out, or is about to time out, Ball of Light, buy preemptive as soon as possible. Also, that was my Discord, not yours. My bad, I'm going to turn that off quickly. Alright. For 85, what you have to do here when the BFB is about to pop, or the ZOMG, sacrifice this middle dart here, Long Arm of Light. This should just barely win. And then first strike the right ZOMG. On 86 here, get a Glue Gunner. Right over here, and this guy will become 013 Moab Glue set to strong. For 87, what you're going to do, move your Velociraptor up here. And just sacrifice Ball of Light, and I guess first strike too, once the first ZOMG is about to pop. On 88, we're going to start to buy a Moab Press or two for the right side. So just get a Kylie Boomerang with faster rangs set to strong here. And then on 88, there is nothing to sacrifice here. Just Long Arm off cooldown here just for the first part. First strike the first ZOMG and get Press. And you can also get Splatter if you'd like to. It'll help. Yeah, I guess you get it a bit late. It helps on 89 though, so might as well. For 89, what we're gonna do, Ball of Light at the start, and then first strike the first few fortified BFBs on the left, and those should just pop without any effort. And then Long Arm when they're about to pop, and just sacrifice your Beast Handler on the right. That was awfully close. Usually it doesn't get that close. For 90 here, you should be absolutely safe here. For 91, what we're going to do is just when Long Arm of Light comes off cooldown, sacrifice your AP darts, Long Arm, and Ball of Light, all at the same time, just to clear up this round. And yeah, Adora just gained many level, or like a lot of XP from that. With our Beast Handler gone, it's a bit tougher for certain, it's a bit tougher to move it in good spots for some rounds, but no worries. Oh yeah, I also forgot, 492, 013 Moab Glue set to strong up here. First strike, the first ZOMG you see, and then get a second Moab Press down here. 024 as well. I'd also recommend you Ball of Light the insides here. For 93, no more moving your Velociraptor. Womp womp. What we're going to do here is just actually weaken the Velociraptor significantly right before the DDTs show up. Long Arm of Light, sacrifice your top Velociraptor, and yeah, this should just wreck the round. Alright, round 94. What we do here, splatter on your left glue, and a third boomerang up here. We're going to get this guy to a mob press mid-round as well. First strike, the first ZOMG you see on the left. Sacrifice your right discount village. And long arm. And then actually get that mob press. Ball of light the insides as well. You could actually save that long arm for this. You don't have to use it then, but might as well. It doesn't really hurt too bad. Whoop, okay, I'm back for 95. What we're going to do here, get Relentless Glue, move your Velociraptor over to the middle for a little bit, but unfortunately, we are going to be sacrificing it this round. Unfortunate. Anyway, for the DDTs, just sacrifice it and Ball of Light. Destroy. And then, for 96, just get Relentless here, on the bottom right. And then, once the first set of Moabs comes out, just long arm it. And, yeah, you should just win very easily here. The first part, at least. Do not first strike right away. Very important. Do not. You want to let the ZOMGs on the left surpass the ZOMGs on the right, so that you can first strike one. But for the last two insides, sacrifice discount, and other two Adora abilities as well. If your first strike lands on the right, you probably die because you don't have enough Pierce to handle all three ZOMG insides at the same time. For 97, get a reactor up here. This guy will decrease the preemptive cooldown and allow it to actually get two abilities in on round 100, which is very nice. So once the fortified ZOMG is about to turn down, bonk, and then just off cooldown, nuke the other one too. Adora should naturally level to level 20 here, but level 20 sucks without a discount, or without a, not a discount, what's it called? A sacrifice. So what we're going to do, first, just sacrifice the bouncing bullet, set Adora to close, long arm and Ball of Light instantly. This should just absolutely destroy the left side, and switch it to first after Ball of Light is over. And then, when long arm comes off cooldown, or just when the ZOMGs on the right side are about to pop, sacrifice your Arcane Mastery and use another long arm. This should clean up the right side very nicely. And then, for 99, you could have actually bought this on 98, but it doesn't really matter. Get a 410 Embrittlement up here. And then Ball of Light a few seconds after the DDTs show up, just so we have as much of it for round 100 as possible. And then for 100, first strike instantly, sacrifice the top Alk, and long arm off cooldown. First strike off cooldown again. And boom. With that, you, and probably H-Bomb as well, should now have your Bloody Puddles Black Border with Adora and Preemptive Strike. Probably the most cursed strategy you're ever going to see on this map. Anyway, I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye.